What's up, guys? Back here in the garage working on the Exocet. Of course, last time, we talked about this. Got Mishimoto on brand. Got a lot of their parts on here. I now have got to get into that oil cooler situation, like I talked about before, that, some of these oil coolers, they're going to go in the car, but the problem was I didn't have a great place to put them, or at least one of them. I have an idea. We're going to attempt to see if we can somehow make this work today. It's kind of a bold idea. I think it's going to work, though. Let's just get to it, and I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, got my Mishimoto 16 row mounted on here. I did have to, hog these holes out just a little bit. It was just a slightly different than the eBay deal. And then I've got, this is what I have decided for my other oil cooler. Since I can't mount one here, there's not enough space. This is what I'm gonna do. Basically, it's gonna be like a V-mount setup. I built some brackets here that are coming off of the power steering rack, and they're gonna hold this. This is not exactly where it's gonna sit. I'm actually gonna space this out a little bit to bring it up more, so it's out of, further away from the ground. Like right now, it's still, it's not, it's not ideal. It's probably about the same height as the bottom of this, which is not great. So I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. Then my plan is I'm gonna build some sort of an aluminum scoop to basically, come off of here somehow to direct the air into there a little bit better is the plan. And then run my hoses, which I have just enough room mounting it like this to run them. This one should be pretty straightforward with that 90 just kind of coming over to there. And I think that one, since that one's gonna be the exit, I'm gonna end up probably coming, I don't know, somewhere over here to obviously bring it to the top of this one. But we'll figure that out here later. I think right now, I need to find something to space that out with. Then I can kind of, sort of, start figuring out the rest of it. Okay, I've been busy off camera. I got my lines ran. Let's see, I got that 90 on there. I ended up cutting that one down. Basically, I ended up reusing both of these lines. This one just happened to be long enough to reach to here. I am gonna replace this fitting because I think this one of these fittings was leaking. I'm not sure which one, but I didn't have the right one today, so it'll work for the moment. And then I had to build one for this side. Yeah, I think that's gonna work pretty good. Looks good, I like it, yeah. And you can see it with the bumper on. Oil cooler looks pretty good in there. That line over there, just barely gonna work. It's hitting the body just a little bit, but not enough to kink it, so I think we'll be okay. Nice, I like this, this is pretty good. Yeah. The only thing I'm not 100% on is this one here. I don't really like having it go over the top of there. Maybe I'll rerun it to go through the bumper later, but at the moment it works. At least, it's up and out of the way. You can't even see it, it's so far up in there. It'll work. All right, so next thing on the agenda, I need to mount my coolant reservoir, which originally I had it over here on the driver's side, and I think I'm gonna put it there again. Yeah, I think it's gonna kind of go down in here, which is gonna be kind of tricky to show you. But yeah, I bent the tabs a little bit. I'm just going to, drill some holes, nut certs, and yeah, make it happen. And like a glove. Fits good. It's freaking anchored way better than I ever had it before. It's pretty good, guys. Clears everything. Shit, before I had it it had like one bolt on it and then the bottom was zip tied. Now it's got 2 bolts. That's quite the thing now. Okay, pull the fans back out. Got all these wired in here. All the ground's on one side, all the power's on the other side. Now I just gotta wire the car side and then we'll be good for that part. And just like that, got the Deutsch connector finished up. Got the car side of that harness done. Looks good, I like it. So I know I'm jumping around a little bit here, just kind of sporadically doing things over, several different days. But obviously I got it all back apart. I've got my new crank pulley here, which this is off of a Corvette. So we're gonna put this one on here, because right now I have a truck pulley on there. You can see it sticks out way further than this one. And obviously it doesn't line up with the pulley alignment correctly. So we got this one, we're gonna put it on. And then also we're going to pin the crank because it's supercharged. I need to drill some holes and put some pins in it so that the harmonic balancer doesn't spin on the crankshaft. So time to get this crankshaft pulley off, and then we can start doing all that. And here's the side-by-side so you guys can kind of see what I was talking about. See, this is what I was lined up with the supercharger before, and now obviously this one's going to, because that's what it needs to be. So let's put this guy on. Okay, so this is the basic idea. You get this jig, you bolt it on there, and then I get a drill bit. I just gotta drill it out to a certain depth, and then I just put one of these pins in there, and it's locked in. So time to drill. And there you can see, it's all done. Just as simple as that. I decided to only do one because honestly, I'm not gonna be sending this engine too hard. It's gonna be fast in this car, but like, I mean, if you had this set up in like a Camaro, it'd be like, man, are you even trying, you know? But in this, it's gonna be a lot. One thing I did notice is that my pulley alignment is a little bit off. So I think I'm gonna have to change these spacers here, either taking them out or run something smaller. So yeah, I think I'm gonna look into that next. All right, jumping around again. I decided to start doing some fiberglass work. I actually had the circles that I cut out of there. I kept them because I was like, you know, maybe one day I'm gonna end up needing to repair the bumper. So I kept those. Yeah, I fiberglassed in all those holes. And yeah, just waiting for it to dry now. So yeah, getting there. So you saw me cutting that piece of metal. This is what I'm working on now, is the oil cooler scoop. I got the lower section figured out. Now I just got to figure out how I'm gonna box it in. I wanna do some like, you know, triangles or something here, and probably run it up to the top to bolt it onto the top also. And yeah, and I will touch on what I was using to cut it. So basically what I did is a long time ago, I got this, it's a table saw for free. And basically what I did is I just put a big metal cutting blade in there, just one of these guys. And yeah, it works pretty good. It doesn't turn a lot of RPM, so it doesn't work on anything thick, but like on thin sheet metal, it works really good to get nice straight cuts. Now I realize there are better things that you could buy, but since this was free, it works pretty good. Okay, this is what I ended up with for my scoop. I basically had that bottom piece, I created a triangle, welded that one in, and then I created this little piece, welded those in, so it's all bolted in and nice and strong. So now I just need to paint these two tabs, and then we can put it all together. All right, you can see it all on there. You can kind of see the height that it's at, which is basically about even with the radiator support, maybe a little bit higher. I think that's gonna work. I like it, looks good. Oh man, you guys, I'm excited. Look at that. Just got the housing back from powdercoat. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I need to put that thing on here now, see how she's gonna look. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good. Now I'm sure you're wondering why I went with body color. The reasoning is that once I put that black piece of bodywork on there, this thing is gonna stick out so much. Whereas when it was black, it actually kind of blended in with that. So maybe we should just throw the bumper on real quick, just see what it looks like. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty good. It's still gonna blend in a little bit, but at least it's not like, I didn't want it just black. I wanted to be a little better than that. And I think it's gonna work. I do have a Mishimoto coupler that I thought was gonna work. Unfortunately, this is a 3.75 here, and this is a 3.5 because I didn't have one that was quite the right jump that I needed. Interestingly enough, the speed factor one is actually 3.5 to 3, but I was able to stretch this one, and I think it's just because this one isn't quite as thick of a coupler. Like this is like a real thick, beefy dude, which is good. I mean, it's a good coupler. I mean, speed factor is good too, but yeah, I wish it would fit on there. I don't know, maybe I'll mess with it a little bit more later, but at the moment, it's gonna work. Hell yeah. Okay, I was putting the radiator back in with the fans, and I decided to put some insulation in here. I've got some like heat insulation stuff with like adhesive backing, so I can seal it up so it's like a nice fit, because before there was kind of a gap in between there. Now it's all sealed up. Should have a pretty good seal on there, so it can actually pull air out of there without pulling air, you know, out of the sides or air escaping or whatever. So I think it should work pretty good. Oh man, guys, this thing is looking sweet. All this stuff coming together. Oh, it's looking awesome. So now I'm kind of messing with this intake pipe, as you can see here. I was waiting for it to show up. Now it is here. I cut it down. It was a big, long section. I cut it down a couple times to kind of get it in this location. It's not ideal. It's really, because I'm on that angle, it's going to be kind of screwy. I don't think it's going to matter though, because obviously this doesn't have any boost pressure, so it's not going to matter too much. It just needs to stay on there. So I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is that this is kind of a problem. This is kind of close here, which doesn't seem like a big deal until you realize that it has this stepped part on here. And that step part is hitting hard enough that it's causing the intercooler to sit out about this far. So I need to get this bend figured out and then figure out how to get the air filter over here. Because I think about the air filter like here-ish. But my idea at the moment is maybe if I chop it in a couple sections and then do some pie cuts to kind of basically bring it out this way and then back this way a little bit, then I can try and use this section to try and get it over in here-ish where I want it. Okay, so I cut a little bit more angle on this side, and then this one's got an angle on it also, and it just barely clears. You can see there's daylight in there. This is up against the radiator just the way I want it to be. So now it's pointed in the right direction, and interestingly enough, it actually clears the bumper. I might do just a slight trim, but it's really close. And now I've got another piece I need to tack on. Got this piece of pipe for the air filter. Basically, it's gonna sit right there. You see it's clear the belt and the water pump and all that stuff. I think it's gonna work. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That fits perfect. Hell yeah. I give it a little bit of, not only did I bring it this way a little bit, I also brought it down just a smidge. So I felt like it just made it look a little bit better, especially when the bumper is on. It looks really nice. Man, guys, I'm really happy about this. This fits so nice. This is all the way pushed back. You see there's a little bit of space there. Oh yeah, this is good. Oh yeah. Now bumper on. You can see it kind of tuck that air filter down just a little bit. So it's just kind of slightly below the front bumper, just barely. I think that's a good look. I like it. Hell yeah. So I went to the parts store, picked up a belt, and then of course I had to drive back to the parts store to get a different belt because it was the wrong size the first time. But we have one on here, and I got it all tension, fits pretty good. Got a lot of belt wrap on it. Obviously I don't have the auto tensioner on here right now, which kind of goes down there. But honestly, I think it'd probably be fine. I'm still going to get the auto tensioner, but for the moment, I think this is gonna work, at least until I can get it. It'll definitely work to start it up and, you know, try things or whatever, but hell yeah, that part is figured out. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it on this one. Man, this car is really coming together. Like that, just having that orange turbo housing and then have all these pipes done. The vision is coming together for sure. Like honestly, my vision was a little clouded in the beginning, but now that it's come together, I'm like, yes, this is so good. So now I had to order another pipe for that, the upper intake pipe. Hopefully I'll have that for next time. And then I've got to, some other things that need to be done. I don't want to pressure check these pipes before I have them powder coated because I'm planning on doing them black. But I want to pressure check them so I don't have any problems in the future. So I'm going to have to order some sort of pressure checking kit or build my own. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't say we're getting close to done. Realistically, I have quite a few more things that I need to do to this car before it's ready for this coming season. Some of them are pretty major. For instance, like the transmission rebuild. That's one of the things that's on my list of to-dos. But I want to make sure that the supercharger is like that whole situation is done before I decided to pull the transmission out, because I don't want to have too many things torn apart at once. But the good news is like my table, and I had all these parts and shit, like it's getting smaller. Like right now I have some sanders and stuff out, and you'll see, you know, I'm doing some body work right now, which you'll see in the next video. But yeah, it's getting smaller, and I've been throwing shit away and like putting stuff away. It's nice. I actually have like a clean floor. It's good stuff, guys. But yeah, that's gonna be it on this one. So like, subscribe, do all the things. Peace out.